Separation of pigment in black ink using paper chromatography. Here is our group members.
Paper chromatography is a simple analytical technique that uses to separate and identify the different components in a mixture, especially colored substance like ink or dyes. Black ink is not a single substance. It is a mixture of several colored pigments that together appear black to the human eye. Paper chromatography helps reveal its hidden composition. This method is always used in forensic science for crime scene ink analysis. It also used in environmental monitoring for analyzing pollutants.
So, I will explain about the theory for this experiment. Firstly, paper is made of cellulose, a polar substance. Secondly, as solvents rise up through the paper, it meets the sample mixture which start to travel up the paper with solvent to separate the component. Thirdly, non-polar compound is weakly held or retained towards stationary phase, water molecule on cellulose fiber. Then, it's traveled further with mobile phase. The compound will elute first. Lastly, more polar compound is strongly held or retained towards the stationary phase. Travel slower with mobile phase, the compound will elute later. So now, I will explain to you about the methodology. So, these are the materials that are needed in this experiment. For apparatus, chromatography paper, measuring cylinder, capillary tube, 1000 ml beaker, pencil and ruler, clip to hold the paper. For the chemicals, developing solvent and black ink pen.
Next, we move to the procedure. So, first, we need to draw a line parallel to the short dimension with 3 cm from the bottom edge of the chromatography paper with a pencil. We can use a pen because a pen contains an ink that maybe disrupt the chromatography process. So for the second step, we need to mark 4 small X along the line equally distanced or about 3 cm from each other. Maintaining equal distance between X mark ensure clean separation, prevent mixing, and also provide accuracy for the result. So for the third step, we need to prepare the developing solvent by dissolving 2 grams of NaCl in 100 ml of water and pour about 70% of the solvent in a clean dry 1000 ml beaker. So for the first step, lay the chromatography paper on the table using a micro capillary and place a tiny spot of black ink to each mark of the X. For the next step, using a clamp and retort stand, or maybe you can use a glass rod or pencil to hang the paper and slowly immerse the paper in the beaker that containing the developing solvent that we made from earlier. Make sure that the paper does not touch the wall or of the beaker, and also the level of the solvent is below the drawn line. This is because to ensure the uniform solvent flow and accurate separation and reliable result. So for the last step, allow the solvent to rise until about 10 to 15 minutes. Then take it out the paper from the beaker. Mark the solvent front, then let it dry for 5 to 10 minutes. Then draw the line for the solvent front that has been marked.
Next, I'm going to explain about when you usually apply separation of pigment by using paper chromatography. First, it is used in chemical analysis in laboratories. It is a valuable analytical tool in chemistry laboratories for examining complex mixtures such as inks, dyes, and many more. Besides, it is also used in forensic investigations. In forensic science, it is a critical technique for document analysis and can be used in crime investigations. Lastly, it is also used in educational demonstration. Separation pigment by using paper chromatography is a popular experiment in schools and universities due to its simplicity, safety, and visual clarity. So, why separation of pigments by using paper chromatography used in those aspects? First, in chemical analysis in laboratories, it is to identifying the number and types of dyes in commercial inks. It is also to detecting whether a sample contains unwanted or unexpected substances. Moreover, can also be used to compare different brands or types of inks based on their pigment profile. For forensic investigations, chromatography can determine whether the ink in a suspect's pen matches the ink on the question signature or not. If a document has been altered or forged using different pen, the ink's pigment pattern will differ. This is visible in chromatography. It also helps in analyzing whether multiple inks were used at different times. For educational demonstrations, it demonstrates scientific principles such as capillary actions, solubility differences, and separation of mixtures. Separation of vibrant color bands make it engaging and memorable for students. Students can also gain practical experience in setting up and observing chromatography experiments. Here, we have a few examples of separation pigments by using paper chromatography. First, we have thin layer chromatography, or TLC, to identify the plant's pigment in spinach leaves. We also have a chromatography paper of ink analysis in forensic laboratories to identify the mixture component in ink pen.
From this experiment, we can conclude that chromatography technique is very effective to separate a complex mixture. As the solvent travels up the paper, it carries along different dyes at different rate based on their solubility and interaction with the paper. The result shown in a series of different colored spots, which reveal that black ink is actually a mixture of several different colors. This experiment not only demonstrates the principles of chromatography, however, it also highlights the usefulness in analyzing and identifying the presence of substance in a complex mixture.
Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like and share.